the station switch networks. So on a normal day, this would not create a problem because there'd be a top-of-the-hour news, they do the switch beforehand. But you have to think now, if you're doing continuous coverage, and the time comes up to flip frequencies, well, all of a sudden, something just goes, and it's gone. Okay? So if you're following this recording, because this recording follows, that I had follows the WBAP all the way through, so they're constantly changing the network in the middle of the guy's sentence every 2 hours. So it's kind of a weird thing. This happened all the way up until 1970. And then finally the two split off and there was reallocations and things like that. But let's let you listen to, just as an aside here, as to what this would sound like every time they would have to switch back and forth. Maybe. Trust me, it's good if we get there. Ah. Okay.
I forgot to mention, folks, cell phones on silent.
Yes, please turn off all cell phones. Thank you for the demonstration, Neil.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Okay. We just heard that.
570 Radio in Fort Worth, WBAP. Time at the tone, 8:30 from Broadcast Hill, WBAP 570, Fort Worth. Temperature in Fort Worth cloudy with a light rain. It's 53 degrees. The Warren Anderson Show is next on 570. 570 Radio in Fort Worth, WBAP. 820 Radio in Fort Worth, WBAP.
So anyway, this happened every hour. They even used different tone signatures for it, so you could identify where you were. Much like if you ever did the shortwave, that happens. But anyway, could you imagine living in that city? Well, let's hear another quick mic side report, then we're going to do some video of the speech in Fort Worth from KRLD in Dallas. So, here's another this time is an 8:20 mic side report.
The time now is 8:30. 7 minutes before 9, and from Hotel Texas, here again is Frank Mills.
I had just been trying to crane my neck around the corner of the doorway here to see if there were as many people outside in the mezzanine as there are inside. Of course, we couldn't get that many on the mezzanine, but there are a good many people, almost stacked, I guess you would say, out there. They were unable to get tickets this morning, and I guess they've been unable to get through the lobby to the parking lot across the street to hear the President's remarks to the public there. We are still awaiting his arrival. We have been involved somewhat with the planning here for about the past week or 10 days, and there have been necessary changes and then changes on the changes, and at times it seemed very confusing. But now we will have to admit that everything was set up to operate in the most orderly fashion possible. And I think that the Secret Service men, the Chamber of Commerce, are to be commended for the manner in which this affair has been conducted so far this morning, and apparently it's going to go off just like clockwork and almost exactly according to schedule. And that, to me, is a remarkable thing, considering the size of the event here today.
Okay, because of the time and what we're doing here with technical things, we're going to switch for a little bit. We're going to have to take the President all the way into Dallas now, the arrival at Love Field. Now, we mentioned about the crudeness of television programming at the time, and you're about to see it. You see graphics today, printing the names under the reporters and everything. It always looks so cool. Well, back in the day, of course, they used something called matting, where they put the white letters on the black easel. Now, of course, the idea was you're supposed to keep the camera still when you did this and try to keep it to a point where it wouldn't affect any of the people to whom, it's not across their face or something. Well, you can see at the beginning of this, they didn't quite have this perfected yet. So here's a remote pickup from KRLD TV as the president is coming in to arrive in Dallas. We're going to all pray.
Channel 4 will be interrupted in order that we might bring you coverage of President Kennedy's visit to Texas.
Can we turn the lights off?
Yeah, that'd be Notice the absolute smooth join.
Walker speaking from now. Await the arrival of President and Mrs. John Fitzgerald Kennedy from Carswell Air Force Base in Fort Worth. There's Mrs. Kennedy, and the crowd yelled, and the President of the United States. And I see his suntan all the way from here. Shaking hands now with the Dallas people, Governor and Mrs. Conley. Governor Conley on your left. Mr. Eric Johnson and the official welcoming party. Mr. Conley shaking hands with Dr. Berkner. The president now partially obscured behind his wife with a big bouquet of flowers. Working their way slowly, Judge Barefoot Sanders meeting the president, who gave him a pat on the shoulder. Judge Lou Sterrett now just visible. Governor Conley with his arm around the president. Kennedy backs up and waits for the president, who stops to chat with some of the people greeting him here. Crowd waving, as you can see. People standing up all over everything available to get a glimpse of the president and his wife. Cheering and yelling going on down the way as they approach the cars. Beautiful break in the weather. Just a beautiful break in the weather. Clear blue sky and a warm sun. Nixon has gone home for the benefit of that person who resigned. He left at 9:05 this morning. Vice President, former Vice President, was in town yesterday. People yelling at them, people running on the inside now, trying to come down to this end of the gate, this end of the fenced-off area, hoping that the president and his wife will move along the fence. There you see the crowd just matted around. A lot of people out with cameras, just holding them up and snapping away and hoping to get a picture out of their very own camera of the president and his wife. President still walking along that inside fence, shaking hands, talking with people who have come out to greet him. The press is having a field day. Somebody perched up on somebody's shoulders. Secret Service right along with the president.